This is me, a Bedrock player. And because I'm on Bedrock, but more specifically a phone, I have a big disadvantage compared to other people, which in the PvP game and everything else causes me to die a lot. And when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. I was tired of dying, and I knew I had to change something if I wanted to change it, so I logged on lifesteal and started grinding some armor. While in the process, I also made sure and did some deals to gain up and make more money. After some grinding, I managed to finish all my kits, which would be great for using and re-gearing fast in PvP. Armor wasn't the only thing I needed though. I needed things like gaps, pots, cobs, and other stuff, so I went to a POI. Going to these POIs were dangerous because there are lots of players, so I made sure to go invis and I went right before it refilled, which to my timing was correct. I had a few close calls while looting this POI, but luckily I was alive so I could keep looting it. Most of the POI was looted and I got a good amount of stuff, so I decided to leave and not get greedy and bring my loot back to my base. Thanks to the POI looting and my teammate, I managed to get all this PvP gear, which would help me for the rest of the video. My teammate Reese also got a mace, so we could use it in PvP if we needed to. He gave it to me so I could try it, but I was not the best with it. The best thing I got from the POI though was an enchantment scroll. Enchantment scrolls are very rare, giving you custom enchants from legendary customs like First Strike and U-Chain to rare and then even common customs. You need to fill them up with XP if you want to have a good chance of getting a legendary custom, so that's what I did, spending most of my time filling it up with XP. Once I filled it up, I had to choose if I was going to sell it or gamble and use it, and I decided to gamble. And the custom I got was sandpaper. What sandpaper does is it deals 50% more damage to armor durability, so it could break my enemy's armor much faster than a normal axe, helping me with an advantage in fights. Now that I had all my fancy new gear, I decided I would go to a POI called the Corrupted Village by myself to see if I could find any naked players to kill for hearts. I ran around the outskirts and did not take long for me to find 2 players fighting. I wanted to jump in on the action and maybe clean up the fight, so I potted up and went into the fight to see what would happen. Right as I jumped into the fight, the player's teammate came over and they looked like they had the custom legendary enchants, which I knew I couldn't go against on my own, so I had no choice but to try to get away. Luckily, I managed to dig into a hole and mine down, and they couldn't see me, so I was out and safe for now. I decided to go back into the POI and hide on top of one of the roofs to see if I could find any players by themselves that I could have a fair fight with. So I waited there for the next few. Sadly, all the players had massive teams and gang squads, and I knew I couldn't go over there, so I decided to get out. Going to the POI solo by myself wasn't the best idea because everyone had giant teams, so I tried again, but this time with my 2 other teammates. This time we went to a POI called Cannon's Cove, and it did not take long for us to get jumped. Right now you probably can't see it, but I started noticing my phone was on 1% and about to die, so I had to rush off and go find a charger. While getting my phone charged, I got jumped again. Not just that, but you can see in chat that my teammate has died, so I knew there were only 2 of us left. Realizing that this was not a winning fight and my armor dura was about to break, I had to try to escape. Luckily, I found a hole that I was able to hide in and get away from my enemy. I also went back to my base and re-geared my teammates that had died since I had many kits. Even though my teammates died, I had still managed to survive, which was showing I was improving at PvP and getting better. And I have one goal that I was eventually gonna finish. If you watched the end and enjoyed the video, it would mean a lot if you subscribed since I'm new and I have new videos coming out soon, so yeah.